Hey everybody, it's Scoots live doing a weekly preview for Sleep With Me and Patreon preview for Sleep With Me podcast. It is Sunday, 12/9, December 9th, 2018. I forgot the year. I was just asking Koa. And hey Seabass, and it's 3:34 p.m. Pacific time. So if you're commenting on this video and I'm not responding, it's because it was recorded. That's when it was recorded. So click through to YouTube if you want to chat or ask me any chats. I'm going to run through the preview. And yeah, so let's see what we have coming up this week. If you want merch and you're in the US, you can still get it shipped to you. I've got the Sleep Phones Effortless on right now. This is the Sleepy Sleep shirt. Really popular and cool because you can wear it anywhere. And those are both up for merch. Have the shipping deadlines from Topatico. You can just go to sleepwithmepodcast.com/store to get to our store. So get your holiday merch in, buy yourself a gift. We also, if you're a patron, if you would please double check your payment method. We just keep getting more and more invalid cards and they don't get updated. And we're up to over 200 cards that are kind of chronically invalid. And a lot of it is people that I know that interact with, and I just don't have the ability or the time to follow up with everybody. So please double check your card. It takes about 2 seconds. You just try to log in and it'll tell you. But that's like almost, it's getting pretty high, and it basically reverses the gains we have from month to month. So just please double check. Let's see. So let's do our run through of what's coming up on Patreon this week. Tonight will be the third episode of the Happiest Holiday Shop. And Monday night for $1 and up patrons will be episode 702, story only. So patrons get story only episodes. That'll be episode 702. That's Monday night. Tuesday night, $5 and up patrons will get a story-only episode of episode 703. Wednesday night, tentatively is scheduled for Happiest Holiday Shop episode 4, and that'll be the last episode in that series. I'm not following the chat right now because I'm reading off these notes, so I'll pop into the chat in a sec. Let's see. Then Thursday night for $10 and up patrons is an all intro episode from the 300s. And Friday night is an all night episode, Get Besos, season 1, part 3. It's episodes, it's not all the episodes between episode 71 and 84, but all the Get Besos episodes between 71 and 84. That's $10 and up patrons. Saturday, tentatively, will be a super deluxe episode. I think those go up to $5 and up patrons. We're definitely unpublishing our $1 tier. I just haven't had time to do it. I ran some even deeper numbers, and it takes $6.50. We need to bring in $6.50 to $6.75 patrons to equal one $5 patron. And when I look at where I thought we'd be with the show at the end of this year, where we're going to be, I just have to make some changes. That's one of the changes. If you're a $1 patron, it's not going to impact you. If you want to support the show at $1, you can still put in your own. You can still adjust. You can still support the show at $1. It just won't be a $1 tier. It'll be unpublished, meaning it won't impact you if you're a current patron at $1. It's just that new patrons will see the option of $5, $10, and $20, though you can put in your own whatever you call it, support level. So that's Patreon stuff. If you want to check anything about Patreon, if you're a patron and you have any issues, just go to sleepwithmepodcast.com/Patreon FAQ. Keep updating that with issues. And that's how to get to a hold of our support team and stuff like that. For the public feed tonight is episode Happiest Holiday Shop episode 2. And that got a lot of great feedback from patrons. So I'm excited for that to hit the feed. If you're in the Bay Area, I'm doing a live show this Wednesday night. I think think you get tickets at sleepwithmepodcast.com/live show, maybe. I'd love to see you there. I'm going to do a holiday episode Wednesday night in the public feed. It should be a holiday episode about holiday TV specials. And I have to tell people, I rewatched one of the episodes that scored very high, which was this in Chelsea Deo, I think that's how you say it, in Excelsior Deo episode of West Wing. And it was phenomenal. It was from season 1 of West Wing. Amazing episode. Then I listened to the West Wing Weekly 2-parter episode about that with Richard Schiff. And it was, so sign up for West Wing Weekly, the amazing TV show and podcast. I think that's it with stuff. Let me pop in the chat, and I have a big question somebody asked. Hey, Seabass. Hey, Manny. Hey, Sipavans. Yeah, PayPal definitely works. Hey, Christiana. Thanks, Manny. Yeah, it's let's see, FPS. Thank you. Thank you for checking your card. Thanks, Sid. Cool. Let's see. So let me take a sip of it's a little black cherry Waterloo, which is I don't know if it's a store brand or what. It's pretty good though. Waterloo, blah da 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 da. I'm drinking you. Cool. So I'll taste this eggnog yogurt. Somebody just gave it to me, but it came up as like something people wanted me to taste, which is Greek whole milk yogurt eggnog, naturally flavored. And then I'll answer this question. Oh boy. My hands are washed. Thanks, Havard. Yeah, I like Dasani. I try to buy it. Doesn't go on sale as often as some of the other ones. So I get it when it's on sale. I always buy my sparkling water when it's on sale. Okay, so this Greek yogurt, I'm going to be honest, like I already have a feeling, like I just tasted that shot of it there. It is probably the flavor of yogurt and eggnog don't mix, but I'm going to find out. I mean, it smells good. Let's see if I can get the consistency. I don't think I can get it without ruining my computer. Let's see. It's like the color of eggnog, but that's probably because it's okay. Doesn't taste like eggnog. I don't eat a lot of flavored yogurt though. Okay, here's a good thing. It's not. It has, well, it does have sugar in it. It's not super sweet. It tastes a bit like eggnog, but it's not bad. I mean, it doesn't taste like it's eggnog flavored. I guess it's accurate. I would have to say it's not a strong buy, but I'll be back with a strong buy. I'm not going to eat it though. I give these ones a strong buy from Trader Joe's. These are mini peppermint meringues. Very good. But I got to finish this because I opened it. Cool. So, yeah, the meringues, they have like a candy in the center or something too. Gave so a little treat. I mean, they're little bite size. Okay. So, hit me with any questions in the chat. A question came up. Let me double check it on Patreon about on location shows. Let me just see here. Waterloo, drinking Waterloo. Do-do-do. Ba-da-da-da-da, man. Okay, let's see. Diane asks, can you tell us about how you do on-location episodes? What's your setup? How do you handle curious folks? Any funny stories? Okay, let me pop back to YouTube. So yeah, I guess like if you're, we stopped putting out public versions of on-location episodes because on-location episodes take an incredible amount of work. And now they're just kind of Patreon only rewards. But Cristiano, let me know if that mean with my show or with another podcast. So on location episodes are, let's see, what's the setup? Tell me about them. I love doing them. They do take way longer. Like when you listen to a Sleep With Me episode, it's ideally sounds like it's done in one take, which it's not. But then on location episodes, like if it's an hour, it probably took 3 or 4 hours to record it because there's so many breaks. For any background noise, I'd have to take a break. And I'd also have to take a break long enough that I can get noise so it's not abrupt. So like recording them is hard. And then there's like two kinds of recording. There's recording where there's public, and then there's recording in the private. Like, so recording at the beach or something when I'm alone or in the woods when I'm alone is hard, but at least I don't have to worry. It's fairly predictable. So it's like a matter of like managing just the noises and any noises that I might make. But then when you do it in public, like at the Dickens Fair, I stopped doing that a couple of years ago just because it was like, it would take me like 12 hours to do it for an hour episode at the Dickens Fair of recording. And I would just be wiped out, and that would be, and it would still have to be edited. Let's see. And then like even other places like the Skybridge Discovery Tour or whatever it was called, like there were security guards and I didn't have a press pass because it was supposed to be a public area. So yeah, there's a lot of people that might get on the mic and then you're passing people. So you have to factor that out. I'm trying to think of other on location episodes. So there's just a lot of like, it's just a lot of work. Or the most recent one I think that was released was, what do you call that? Stowe Lake. And that one was paid for by somebody. So a company paid that was like a episode for what was that app called? Spoke. So like that one, at least I knew I was outlaying a lot of time, but that we could recoup that money. So that's just a little bit about it, but it's still fun because it's fun to go someplace and be immersive, and it's the kind of stuff I like to listen to. But then there's also like all that has to get edited. And then like, so that's tough. And a lot of times I'll just edit it myself because it might be too expensive to pay the editors to do it because it's going to be 10 times as much work. So there's a couple of reasons I cut back on the public releases. As far as the setup goes, I have a couple different setups. The most recent setup I've been using a lot of times is ATR 2100 into my phone. Those are for non-ambient episodes that are on location, or where it'll catch a little bit of the ambient sound. If it's on location episode where I'm trying to catch ambient sound, like usually I have to do a multi-track recording. So it'll be the ATR 2100 or some other dynamic mic into my phone or into a recorder, and then audio recorder with usually condenser mics to pick up the sound. And sometimes it'll be a synced 4-track, like it'll all be recorded together. Other times I've tried having 2 recorders set up to get even more ambient sound, but the problem is like without a producer, because without somebody else, I'm always solo on these just because of budget wise. So it's like if I had a producer, they could be writing down times, which would make it easier to edit, or using a clapper like you see in the movies, so that we could align the tracks between. Because anytime anything goes wrong, like there's a disturbing noise, I have to take a break, or if I have to like drink something or I cough, like I have to take a longer break so that I can fade sounds in and out and cross it over so it sounds like it's seamless. And without a clapper, then having more than one track, like there's an ambient track, there's my voice track, which is like Scoot's talking, blah, 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 blah. Then there's an ambient track, which is like all the bugs. But on the ambient track, you can still hear my voice because I'm talking like 10 feet away. So those tracks have to be perfectly lined up in the edit. Otherwise, like you would hear my voice, but it wouldn't be lined up with my regular voice. And there's like I don't even know how many on an ambient episode of Sleep With Me, there could be hundreds and hundreds of cuts. So all those cuts have to stay in sync, which for the poor editors, like those ones, the multi-track ones, Posty's done, and we stopped doing them. He never complained, actually. He's so good at that. But it's just like, it's just not sustainable budget wise. But it's something I think is cool, and I'd love to do more of, is like capturing all those tracks. I mean, another thing I would do to make it a little bit easier is do 2 recordings. So I do an ambient recording at a separate time, like a B-roll almost, and then an A-roll, so my vocal recording at 8 o'clock, and then an ambient recording at 8 o'clock the next night or something. The only problem is if you're not there taking notes when the ambient recording to on, like a plane could go overhead, or a motor or a car could make noises, or somebody could be celebrating the 4th of July. But usually, as far as equipment goes, I use a dynamic mic. Like with the stuff I have, it's either an ATR 2100 or what's the other one I usually bring with? I'll bring like usually one from Monoprice as a triple backup, and then I have like a blue something, like a little bit better of a dynamic mic. And then I have a Zoom H4n Pro, but before that I had a Tascam DR40, and the mics on the Tascam DR40 are really good for ambient sound. So I still take that a lot of places where I go, and if I'm just recording just ambient audio, I really like those mics. It just it doesn't have the it just doesn't have the same preamps. Sorry, just trying to answer that question. Let's see what other questions came up in the chat. I think that answers everything about on location. Oh, what's my favorite your show series I've done for the podcast? I don't know if I had like, I mean, I don't know. I mean, my favorite series I've done, I don't think I have a favorite one. I mean, I have a favorite character is probably Lady Witchbeard. But I don't know if that series was the best series or my favorite. I mean, the After Glass Slipper episodes, those series have gone really well, and they've been really popular. I'm really happy with Happiest Holiday Shop, which is the one that's out now. Working on season 2 of Big Farm, so I was really happy with season 1 of that. I really like the characters in Get Bezos. Those episodes might not be the same as the current quality of stuff we put out, but I still really like those characters and the riskiness of that show, and just the fact that the characters are kind of irredeemable. So I'm trying to think what else. I don't know. I liked, I guess that was big. Oh, that was After Glass Slipper. Nuns in Space. Stan's a great character, so I like making those. So I think all of them have different. If I do a season 2, it's like usually because something called me back to do it. And then Lady Witchbeard, I haven't done a season 2 because I'm torn. Like, I haven't had a good enough story, but I'm also like, I'd like to see like some powerful actress portraying Lady Witchbeard in so it's like I don't know, like I'm also loath to like force another season. So that's it. Let's see, what other questions? Tips for navigating the holidays without booze. Go to a lot of meetings because they'll be fun because everybody's like dealing with the same thing. Like and practice a lot of self-care, including getting out. Like, listen, it's a great way to get away from people. Unless you have like where people in your family are also going, then it's maybe not as good because you can't be alone. But like, say I got to go to 12 o'clock or 6 o'clock or 8 o'clock or go to a late one when everybody else is like in bed or like partying, like be like, I'm going to step out. And then you get away for an hour, give yourself like a, I don't know. That's probably the best. And make sure you get enough sleep and you're practicing your morning and evening routines and being real with yourself that it's not easy. It's really hard, especially the holidays is like a hard time because everybody's celebrating New Year's and Christmas and Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving for me is particularly hard. Wasn't as hard this year because I just had a lot of I was full with other stuff. But yeah, like usually Thanksgiving for me is always one, and Halloween, like those are tougher than Christmas, and I guess New Year's. That's like that was like amateur hour for me. So I was like, so that's a little bit of a tips. Let's see what else. Other questions coming up on 1 a.m. for the Nippomukin. Hopefully podcast puts you to sleep. A new episode's coming out in 4 minutes. This is live. Oi. Happy to help. Big farm. Cool. Any other questions? Otherwise, I've got other work to do. I'm working on a 4th all-night episode of Get Bezos. Any tales of the tapes coming? Something similar. Well, tale of the tapes. I did the Ghostbusters one. So nothing scheduled right now. I'm trying to think. There's like a holiday. I talk about stuff in this holiday special episode that'll probably come out Wednesday in the public feed. But yeah, I don't have any tale of the tape ones. I'm trying to think, what did I just record this week? Something. What did I record? Oof. Let me look at my tape logs. Oh, wait, I don't even think it made it into the tape logs. I just recorded it. I log all my tape. I'm supposed to log it every day, but I don't know. I didn't log the tape yet. What did I record this week? I did a Tuesday style episode. Oh, it was kind of like a tale of the tape episode. It was more of a fiction of the tape. So yeah, I don't have any actual tale of the tape ones coming up. But you never know. Like, because I'm recording all the time, and especially Tuesday style episodes. I'm trying to build up a little buffer. So let's see. Love your CDs. How you get all along? So I don't have any sleep CDs. Irene. Takes about 20 plus hours, depending on the style of the episode, to put an hour-long episode together on my end, or I guess with the editors. But actually now, yeah, Lemon and Roses. Would I do a Welcome to Night Vale episode? For Patreon, I'm doing one. When they hit 3,000 patrons, I'm going to do a crossover episode for Night Vale's patrons. So that would just go out to patrons of Night Vale at a certain level. Yeah, I mean, that'll be like a non-main Night Vale episode. So if you're a patron of Night Vale, when they hit 3,000 episodes or 3,000 patrons, there will be a Sleep With Me. I have the concept for the episode, but it's not recorded yet, and it's still like a lot of prep work I got to do. Brandon asks, do I write the podcast by myself? Yes. Yeah, I do all the writing for the podcast. There's no budget for any other writers. Plus, it's like no time budget for any other writers either. Maybe down the road. Love that one. Ray moved when I moved. Yes. Yeah, Ray's. Yeah, he was talking about it in the Thanksgiving Day Parade episode, I think. And then I have a Ray episode coming out in 2019. I don't have a date for it yet. Where Ray talks about Las Vegas. It's recorded. It might be edited, but it comes out in 2018. Let's see. Did I do Ode to Turkey Gravy in one take? No, I don't think I do anything in one take. I mean, the intro is usually, let's see, I'm trying to think of Ode to Turkey Gravy. I think I did that as a live show. I did that as a live show opening and then recorded it, or I recorded it and then did it as a live show opening. And then I did it as a second live show opening in LA. But yeah, I mean, I guess I do it in one recording, but not, I mean, I don't like, I guess I do it in one take because it's just one recording. Like I recorded an intro today. So recording an intro would take me like 30 to 45 minutes, and then it'll be like a 16-minute intro. But I think that makes sense. Antonio's been in the studio for Big Farm. I think he does openings for Happiest Holiday Shop, or maybe he doesn't. I don't know. But yeah. Okay. Any other questions? Let me just pop over. Let's see if there's any questions over on any of these spots here. Otherwise, oh yeah, it's 4 o'clock. I got to get back to work. I got my 4 o'clock to-do list. This was my 3 o'clock to-do list. So yeah, any other questions? Thank you. Thanks everybody for coming out. Thanks for the support. Thanks everybody for double checking their payments. Everybody that's ordering merch. Everybody that listens. Thanks for all the great questions. Alyssa, I hope that helped. Oh, that's what it takes me. That's what I did today. It takes me 30 to 45 minutes to record an opening for an episode. Usually I like to have 45 minutes. But that's not, it won't be 30, 45 minutes of recording. I don't know. Sleep With Me is way different than other podcasts too. Like another podcast, I would never spend that much time. Like if I was going to do an opening, like I would do a 14-minute, I'd do 14 minutes of recording for a 12-minute opening. Just Sleep With Me listeners, I mean, I guess like you don't see all the inbound stuff I get over the past 5 years. Like people are very particular. So there's a lot that goes into an episode of Sleep With Me that wouldn't go into a regular podcast. A lot more noises or tons of things you don't have to usually consider for the sound quality of a regular podcast that you would for an episode of Sleep With Me. So I would definitely wouldn't be particular, even unless like, oh, good. So good at Landon's to say ATL. So yeah, I wouldn't work like Sleep With Me is more, doesn't have to be perfect, but believe me, a lot of people wish it was perfect. Like, I'll just say with the emails I get, And even then, so yeah, regular podcast recording is different, especially if it's a conversational podcast. Like, and taking too long, overdoing takes. I've talked to even audio drama people, and the directors or the producers, and it's like it can be really hard if you get more than 2 takes of different lines, because then it's like that adds a lot of time to the editing process. Cool. All right. Well, I'm off to work on my 4 p.m. work, trying a form of what do they call that? Time boxing. So what do I on? 8 to 4. So far, my Sunday is 8 to 4. We'll see how many hours. Sunday is my big work day for the podcast, or bigger than most days. I don't know why I work more on Sunday, but usually Sunday I work. It's my big day. So everybody have a great afternoon or evening, and thank you so much.